And welcome back, everybody. 10 minutes from now, Tuesday night fights, bar fights, is coming in hot with our lovely two casters for tonight. We have THLeumer and Doctorfeesh. Leumer and I just got back out of Heart Center. Oops, got to shut up the music.
Who am I?
Excuse me for a sec. There. So, Doctorfeesh, how you doing tonight?
I am doing well, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Hanging out in.
To cast this.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome match there with the Hero Series. RonMexico with a 4-1 record versus Icicles with also a 4-1 record for DadLegend, and RonMexico representing vote of some confidence.
Yes.
So
not all the confidence, or at least there's a vote of some confidence
just
rather
some.
than no confidence.
Right. Doesn't need everything. So.
Yep. Yep.
Did you want to go over the classes that they brought so far?
Of course. So I will start. Is Icicles? Who's on the right and who's on the left?
The right is Icicles.
So I can go on the right.
So and RonMexico's left. Yep.
All right, so I will go over Ron's classes first. He brought Demon Hunter, he brought Rogue, he brought Warlock, and he brought Warrior. And Icicles has brought Druid, Rogue, Warlock, and Warrior. Man, I really like these. I like both of these class brings from these players. I am definitely a particular fan of Demon Hunter, and Warlock is probably my favorite class currently, so seeing it brought by both players is awesome. We'll see. There's a couple of variants, and we'll see how they play out. We have Rogue and Warrior, the two most banned classes in Legacy as of last week. I'm not sure about the full season total, but those two classes have been racking up the bans, especially with, and I don't necessarily see it changing, especially for Rogue with the current new cards that came in and the new very aggressive archetypes that are back for Rogue. Druid, great to see Druid back in some capacity. I'm gonna guess Icicles is gonna be playing a more aggro version of Druid, as it got a really nice card in Arbor Up, which suits the token style of Druid. We've got I would guess either that they're both either bring in. Let's see. Oh.
I got
so Saku can get the classes in there for our boy. Lemur did step away before we as we started, and he will be, I'm sure, joining us here in a second.
Yep.
Let's get ready to rumble, friends.
Hi,
We're
Lemur.
ready to go on this fantastic Tuesday night. Oh, I'm so pumped for this match.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I heard you were going over the classes, Feesh.
Yeah.
No, we're just waiting for the guys to give us some bans here. So
yeah, we've got Rogue, Warlock, Warrior from both players. Ron bringing the Demon Hunter, Icicles bringing the Druid.
Would you expect anything different out of RonMexico? We knew he was bringing the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter has been his baby ever since he abandoned Rexar.
Well, I mean, ever since Rexar got done dirty by portraits.
No. Also abandoned Rexar.
Oh man.
So
I mean, having 7,500 Hunter wins, man. I think you got to turn your attention somewhere else every so often.
Until you get to 10K, are you really even a Hunter game?
Oh yeah.
I guess not. I guess not.
Yeah. Just wait for the 10K class portraits. They'll come eventually.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, sure. I'll never get one of those.
Absolutely not.
Yet alone a 1K.
I was gonna say I'm still on my road to 1K right now, rocking 900 wins on the Paladin. We're getting close.
Nice. Yeah, I have like 750 Hunter wins. I have literally 1/10 of the Hunter wins that Ron has. And
Yeah.
Hunter is not very. Hunter has not performed well at all this expansion.
No.
It can do some things.
It was fine early. It was fine early in the expansion.
With
But
the new
they
meme
nerfed
stuff, though, it got some good matchups. It gained some good matchups because Face Hunter has a really good matchup in the Tempo Mage.
It does.
Yeah,
and
also has a really good matchup into a lot of the variants of a Rogue, which
Yes.
helps out the class quite a bit.
Yeah.
So we might see Hunter make a little bit of a
We could see
resurgence.
some Hunters.
So what do you guys think of bans tonight? Did you guys go over the bans real quick? Because the players are ready, and I got the bans in. I just want to see what you guys think.
Icicles, I'm thinking bans Warrior, Ron bans Rogue.
How about you, Loom?
It could just be double Warrior.
I was going to say, it's going to be a combination of the
Druid-
Rogue or the Warrior.
The Druid, I mean, there's even a chance that Icicles says that Warlock can stop the Druid too, but no. I think it's probably Warrior.
I think Ron's
or
classes
Rogue, some combination of that.
Yeah, I think Ron's classes won't have a problem getting underneath the Druid. So I think Ron leaves the Druid up and probably goes for Rogue or Warrior.
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely.
Verdict's in, and it is double Warrior.
Double Warrior.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because Demon Hunter still does fine into Rogue and Warlock, and Rogue does good. And like Rogue, depending on the Rogue, can do fine into everything as well.
Okay,
double Warrior makes sense.
Gonna get the players rocking and rolling here, and
awesome. Got Ronnie Tuesday on the bottom, and Icicles on the
Icicles is going to be first casters. So Icicles is going to be the first to spectate with RonMexico at the top of your screen. So
awesome.
I'm going to call Icicles out right now. Removed me from his friends list. How could you? How could you? Honestly.
Oh man.
Yeah. Now I'm going to have to go ahead and re-add him.
Do you have his tag?
Nah, post it in the chat.
Oh, I got you. I'm going to mistype it, so I just need to double check that.
All right, friend request sent out. We're going to be ready to rock and roll here.
We got the battle of some high.
Looking for some eyeballs.
These guys are both pretty high up there in the ladder currently.
Yeah. It's fake. Fake news.
You said we've got some eyeballs?
Not looking for eyeballs.
No, we're looking for eyeballs.
Looking for some eyeballs.
Yeah, RonMexico right now is rocking... I don't know if this is right. I don't think this is right. I think I have a friends list bug.
No, the friends list bugs are still real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty high up in Legend from what I saw.
I mean, yeah, Ron. I don't know. I thought Ron was like somewhere in the top 500, but maybe he hasn't been playing as much. And Icicles looks to be about top 1500. Looking like I don't know. He's telling me Ron's like 1856 or around there. So I'm not. But then every number switches around. But yeah, there's no eyeballs currently. So
I have I'm having a conversation with Icicles right now. Apparently my friend request had sent him bugged out his entire client.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so we have an eyeball. I have 2 eyeballs on them.
I do as well. Load on in there.
Nice. Let's see what we did bring, because this is hero. This is a hero match, so this is last hero standing format. Best of 5, closed deck list. If whichever deck wins stays, whichever deck loses can no longer be played in the match.
Yeah, and we see RonMexico starting out with the Warlock, which looks to be a Demon Zoo Warlock against Icicles on the Druid, with a Crimson Hothead in the list. Interesting.
Oh, this is the dragon variant, maybe, of. There is a slight dragon variation. Or it's just straight up. Yeah, it's like maybe a dragon spell druid.
Yeah, you found the synergy immediately with the Breath of Dreams and the Dreaming Drake there. Going to be able to go ahead and ramp onto into a hopeful Overgrowth draw.
Mm-hmm.
Ron's hand, on the other hand, is actually a little bit awkward. Having both Nightshade matrons with Skull of Gul'dan can be okay, but no real turn 3 play right now unless he wants to tap onto or just play the tour guide in his hat.
Yeah, Ron's looking for something to play. He does not get it. He is just gonna drop the tour guide.
Yep, tour
He's
guide
gonna
tap
use
it
the
up.
tap on top of it.
See if we
Alright.
go one drop. Do we
Finds-
coin that merchant? Or
that's
do
a
we
good-
save the coin and coin the matron?
That's a good find. We've got a expired merchant, so that's probably gonna get dropped next turn.
Yeah, absolutely. We see the hothead come down. Doesn't need to trigger that spell burst this turn. Gonna save it for the turn after with the kind of weaker
Yeah.
born inside of RonMexico. However,
I'm so
Nightshade
interested by
Matron.
the deck.
yeah, I am too. It's very, very interesting.
He
Nightshade
opted
Matron.
to not play the. He opted to not put the Hand of Gul'dan out with a expired merchant, but instead to take board control, which is sometimes all this deck actually needs. And we see Dark Glare, we see Flame Imp, all these cards. This Zoo deck is gonna start schmoovin' from Ron. Let's see how Icicles is gonna play this out as well, though. He's got
A 3-mana
got a
5/6 taunt.
3
is a
mana
good
5/6
way.
taunt, indeed. Yep, Dreaming Drake has been corrupted, which is why I'm very interested in this deck. I have not seen this variant. I have seen Token Druid with
I'm gonna go ahead
Treants.
and play out the Nature Studies. Going to get a discount
Yes.
on his next spell. Most likely the Lunar Eclipse. What do you think he
Yeah.
grabs here?
Bloom. I'm guessing he takes Bloom here. It's just so good if he's got some spells that are pretty expensive. Because he's
Yeah.
running a Nubasath, which tells me he's probably running at least Overflow.
We also
Yeah.
seem to have the Astera Unleashed in hand as well.
Yes. Indeed. Alright, he opts for the Aeroponics, though. He wants the
Yeah.
draw.
It makes sense. If you look at the current hand, it's a little bit awkward. So Aeroponics is going to let him filter through his deck and hopefully find some more active plays.
Agreed, yes. And even if he pairs it with the Solar in 2 turns, then you draw 4 cards off of that, which is complete hand refill, which is really
Yeah.
nice.
Absolutely.
All right.
Ron's hand is a little bit awkward as well, with no real great discard targets.
No.
Yeah, playing the Matron here is a toss between the Expired Merchants and the Dark Glare. Obviously,
you really don't want to hit the Dark Glare.
Yeah, exactly.
The merchant,
So we might
you
get
might not
beat
be
down.
too sad about because you don't really have anything that's worth it yet.
Yeah, so we're gonna go for the Dark Glare play.
Yeah.
Most likely going to see a tap Broom or just a Broom.
Probably a. Oh, he's not opting to play the. Okay, he's gonna opt for the
Yeah, he's gonna
Soulfire.
Makes sense.
Cool.
Get the Dark Glare to your hand. No chance to
fine.
discard it. Very
Yep.
safe line from Ron.
This is a rat. That's a really good line from Ron. Ooh, guess the weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
That tells me that would also have been an indicator of the type of deck.
Unfortunate that we picked the Aeroponics and then immediately drew the Guess the Weight, but it will let us trigger our Onsabath Defender, so it's not entirely lost this turn. And he's hard running it, so he's probably playing some of the Treant Generators instead.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, he just drew an Aeroponics, which told me, yeah, he is running some Treant Generation.
So he's most likely running some Treant Generation in the deck.
Arbor Up, I would guess, right?
Oh, Arbor Up is so good.
Yeah, that card is so good.
He's gonna go ahead and play the Nightshade Matron.
He's gonna get rid of the Minari Mosher. Okay, Ron recognizes that this matchup is not one with all the value generation. He knows he has to hit the face and he has to hit it hard.
Yeah,
So
he's got to finish
He's
this
getting
game
right
out
to it.
before the Druid can get control of the board, which that Cenarian Ward will bring a long way. Gonna go ahead and Solar Eclipse into the Guess the Weight for a potential of 4 cards drawn.
Yes.
We'll see if he gets it.
Well, that's an easy more if I ever saw it. Gets to draw the Runics.
There's one.
There's the Treant Generator.
Oh
that
wow!
we were talking
Double
about.
Lightning Bloom.
Double more. Wow, he's getting extremely favorable play here, and he gets to remove. He actually gets to remove the Sorry, I'm tripping over my words a little bit. He's
Or
gonna
the
get
Dark
to
Glare.
remove the Dark Glare.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not that concerned with anything except for that, and he's gonna actually overload for most of his stuff, getting the Dream Drake to actually.
Oh, and the Umbral Hour.
Wow, that is massive. He gets to keep his 4. He gets to keep his 2/2s, or he can opt to just keep a 4/4. But he's going to keep as many minions on board as possible. I like that play.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to do against a Zoo Warlock. Just keep the board, maintain that they have no minions and no real way to burst you down.
Yeah. And next turn, he's going to play Breath of Dreams because he's going to have only 2 crystals, but he gets the Breath of Dreams still. So he's going to ramp all the way to 10 mana, which if he can draw maybe a Solar Eclipse and he can go Solar Cenarian, that would be very tough for Ron to deal with.
Yeah, I think we're at a point in the game where if the Druid just keeps playing out its hands, it's a very favorable spot. It's definitely on the Zoo Warlock to be able to respond.
Yeah, Zoo is definitely hitting a point that they are not going to be playing super comfortably because they haven't drawn Flesh Giant, and the Dark Glares didn't get to pop off with Raised Dead. Things that just make the Druid deck churn and just be an incredible deck.
Yeah, speaking of Flesh Giant, we see one off the top from RonMexico. Gonna be able to be playable this turn. Putting an 8/8 on the board is a lot of pressure, but we do see the Cenarian Ward in hand potentially being able to answer that Flesh Giant, as well as make sure it's swinging in the face does as little damage as possible.
Yes. So there is a couple of lines that Icicles can consider. There's Guess the Weight. There's Guess the Weight with Cenarian Ward, or there is you can just drop the whatever it's called, Ysera, but he's gonna opt to just go with the Guess the Weight route, which means that Cenarian Ward is coming down, potentially also with an Umbrella Owl as well.
Yeah, we can Nature Studies first for free, see what we roll.
Yes.
Guidance, very good. Probably not this turn. We're going to go ahead and play the Owl out. And yep, the Cenarian Ward first will come down. Going to generate us.
Not the best hit. The armor is going to get removed. But is Ron going to risk leaving these minions up? Because the Raised Dead there could be really good, but it also just puts him to 14 and
now
kind of getting towards range.
Do you play the Raised Dead before the Flesh Giant dies?
No, probably not. You might want to regenerate the Flesh Giant, but
I think you might want to play it this turn. Even
okay.
The Flesh Giant's still up. To just try to generate resources.
Well, Broomstick doesn't do a whole lot. But...
No, Double Broom was not what Ron wanted.
Actually,
to see, for sure.
It's not too bad. It provides a way to remove the minions pretty well.
Yes, one broom absolutely. The Double Broom a little bit sketchy.
No, but the expired merchant pickup there was really nice.
Yes.
He went face.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna.
The Zoo has to go face in this spot with the Giant because there's just no way you're ever going to beat the Druid if they have that armor and you're not breaking it.
Sure.
There is the Arbor.
There's the Arbor up. That's a big pull. It's a big pull.
Honestly, at this point, there's so many things Icicles can do. We can start with Guidance.
Yeah, you can start with Guidance. I mean, there's a scenario where Arbor will never make Aeroponics cause 0 here.
I think we just take the Moon Touched Amulet.
Actually, it would. It summons only 2 treants, so it would make Aeroponics cost 1. So you can play Dream Drake Arbor up Aeroponics, and that allows Ron to get allows Icicles to get some refill.
Also a huge taunt in the way of Ron, and we are going to see this one wrap up. There is not a way for Zoo to break this board.
No, there isn't.
Outside of Plague of Flames with Moses.
Yeah, there's just nothing left for Ron. He's gonna cap. He's gonna see if he can find anything. He gets one of his soul frags. He gets there. He's gonna play out all his stuff, I guess. I mean, there's not much else to really do at this point.
No, we'll see it concede after all the attacks.
Very likely. There was unfortunately no way for Ron to find lethal himself. He just had to
shoots out the well played, concedes to
Yep.
Icicles. Icicles going up 1-0 in the series, and the Druid will be sticking around as this is Hero Series, so it's the last hero standing.
Yeah. With the rogues being left up for both players, I would not be surprised if Ron just comes out with his rogue now. He has a feel for what Icicles Druid is, and maybe you can get under it with the rogue.
Yep, which we do see happen. Ron electing to bring his rogue just and it is a world kick list.
It's a world kick list. Oh man. All right. I mean, I can imagine that this list can do quite a lot. I mean, this deck isn't terrible, and it's still like it's not terrible. It's not as favored as the more aggressive list. This is a really strong list.
Yeah.
It's just surprising. It's just maybe a bit surprising for me that Ron opted for this world kick deck. It's also because he probably knows this deck the best out of all the rogue decks currently. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely a good choice by him.
Plays,
Comfort.
A long part in THL matches for sure.
Yeah.
However, we see Ron's hand being very awkward, and we see Icicles discovering a wild growth for turn 2.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a super
very
awkward
hand. He's gonna have to play the World Kick Master out and hope that Icicles can't answer with a Lunar Eclipse or a Wrath. And this will force the Lunar Eclipse, but unfortunately for Ron,
I mean,
Lunar
he's
Eclipse is gonna discount down that wild growth to 1 mana.
Yeah, that's even better than an unnerfed. That's even better than unnerfed wild growth.
Oh man, burning the preparation should go ahead and get the miscreen out there.
Yeah. I mean, he gets a couple of decent lackeys with Goblin and Draconic.
Yeah, definitely not the lackeys you'd probably be looking for here, though. You'd probably want Evolve Lackey would be at the top of the list.
Taunt Lackey as well. But I mean, just playing out Solar and Arborist, that is so much pressure on the board right now on turn 4.
This is
and Ron has just bricked essentially.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not like he really could do much with how Icicles' hand played out, but
no, Ron is in a very, very rough spot here. We're gonna have to go for another Lackey Discover off of the Miscreant, or we're gonna just have to try to roll a dragon that can do something in this scenario.
Yeah,
there's not really anything to rush in that's gonna do anything to this board.
No, there
which
isn't.
Is very unfortunate for Ron in this spot. And Edwin,
yeah, he's not gonna be able to get He's not gonna be able to get Edwin out. His questing won't do anything. He has found
huge dragons.
Nothing but large mana dragons.
Yeah, not exactly what he was wanting.
That's not great. Doesn't get a spell lackey. Doesn't
got evolve and taunt.
I mean, Icicles just has 20 on the board. Like,
yeah,
he can't. He's not gonna be able to do a whole lot this turn, but he's gonna be able to go face. And that is the most important thing for this deck right now.
Some nature studies.
He gets a Dreaming Drake. He can't corrupt it yet, but he will potentially get there.
Matt? Oh, an Arbor up off of.
Wow, that is a big pull. That's a big pull.
Especially with the solar.
That is what we call game over.
Yes, I think it's very hard. Brain freeze could potentially do it. If we could rush some people in.
It can deal with like. I mean, there would need to be some other things that happen. Like the Titanic Lackey's pretty nice in this situation because it will force Icicles to have to attack through it, but we do see a Lunar, so we'll see how Ron opts to play this hand out. How he wants to do this. He's gonna in all likelihood have to play his preparation here. That he got. I mean, there could be some play with like.
I think it has to be questing adventure.
Prep brain freeze with Titanic Lackey and another Lackey.
Yeah, we're also. I think we have to rush in this questing adventure. You can also taunt it. and try to keep it up. You see the Lunar Eclipse in the hand of Icicles, obviously not available from Ron's side.
Yeah,
He
you're
is gonna
rushing.
rush him.
You're gonna very likely see Russian of the other ones, and he's gonna go ahead and clear out. He's gonna go out and clear the 4 attack, the 6 attack 4 health tree, and clear out the other one. He's doing a decent job here of keeping Icicles from killing him.
However, this is lethal damage with Solar Eclipse into Arbor up.
Yes. So we're gonna see the Lunar. Then we're gonna see.
It'll do the same thing, just showing the Lunar Eclipse as well.
Yeah. It's not. No, it's not lethal.
So it would have been.
I mean, it's practically lethal, but it just wasn't quite lethal. Ron doesn't have anything he can do here.
No, gonna try to evolve for Doomsayer. Does not hit.
Oh yeah, evolve for Doomsayer would have been the other thing. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he evolved into Doomsayer, that still wouldn't do anything, but yeah.
It would give him a turn to play that Draconin. Is exactly what evolving the Doomsayer would do. But I still
no, because it wouldn't trigger. Nah, the Doomsayer wouldn't trigger.
Oh, you're right. It would go back to.
So we'll just go to Icicles, see what kill him. Yeah.
For Doomsayer.
Yeah.
So yeah, Icicles go to 2-0, leaving Ron on 1 deck only, and the deck that's gonna have to carry him out of this is gonna be the Demon Hunter.
Yeah, and this is a deck that if it's Soul, or even if it's the mid-range Weapon Demon Hunter, depending on what deck Ron likes. I know he loves Soul Demon Hunter. We see the 1K portrait come out. I remember watching him grind it. He's playing. Could be. This is OTK Demon Hunter, actually.
I had some insight on this deck list. This is indeed OTK Demon Hunter.
It's Lifesteal OTK. I like this brain because it works well against this.
Yeah, Ron does not like this deck, actually, but he recognized that bringing it into Icicles' lineup, it was probably the best option.
Yes. I know that Ron isn't a particular fan, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to bring decks you don't really like. I mean, I've been bringing Broom Paladin for some weeks in the season. My apologies to you at 900 and 900 Paladin wins, but I don't care for that deck as much.
I'm not a fan of Broom Paladin either, don't worry.
Yay.
I got most of those wins on a Murloc Knight Paladin back in Grand Tournament.
Very nice.
Yeah.
TGT?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very good.
So we are going to see another pretty quick start from Icicles, having the Overgrowth in hand along with the Nature Studies to discount it. Oh, and a Lunar Eclipse pickup. We'll see. Ron probably not giving him a target for that Lunar Eclipse to hit. So I think the earliest we see Overgrowth is turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting choice here. It's between Solar Eclipse and Aeroponics. Already having the copy of Solar Eclipse in hand, I am very tempted to grab the Aeroponics.
I think he'll take Aeroponics here for sure.
So many contradictions.
I really like this list from Icicles. I might have to hit him up for this after.
Yeah, it's working out really well.
Because I'm a fan of Druid right now, of the faster tokeny treant stuff, but having the extra kind of fallback of the late game, which we saw in game 1, the treants, the Arbor ups didn't really clinch it in that game. It was the fact that he was able to ward off Ron's Zoo Warlock, and especially with that early Dream Dragon, the card seems really good.
The taking of the second Solar Eclipse here is very, very interesting. It signals to me that he's wanting to pair one of these Solar Eclipse with a Cenarian Ward for sure. I'm interested.
But the other one's going to go with maybe a Gestawait or something else.
I'm not entirely sure what the second one is going to hit. But it does mean that he is very well prepped for this matchup. He has an idea.
I like this. I mean, seeing the double jump, he has to know what it is now. No other Demon Hunter deck really runs that card. I mean, I don't really see it in like the Weapon Demon Hunter.
Oh no. Second Cenarian Ward is going to put this game out of reach very quickly unless Ron can apply some damage early.
I mean, I think there's a case to just go with your Solar with like Solar Guest or Solar Aeroponics, something like that.
No, it's going to be Solar Arbor up for sure.
Oh, Solar Arbor up. I thought that was. I forgot.
Oh, you thought
what,
that was aeroponics?
Yeah. I did.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that was
Yeah,
the
I
Arbor
did
Up,
not look at the card. It is Arbor Up.
and it is
Because they both start with an A, but Ron is going to be able to actually clear it. Double Immo Aura. That's really nice for him. It allows Ron to clear up hand space, because the one thing that this Lifesteal Demon Hunter deck can struggle with is hand size.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll also move that skull into a little bit of a more favorable position, so hopefully he can move it to the side of his hand that he wants it.
Oh yeah, I think he'll be able to. The Fell Scream will call it the biggest issue. But there's 2 Fell Screams in the deck. I believe he has both of them in hand. So if he wants to, he can use one of the Fell Screams if he gets the board that he just needs to get rid of. He can use that to heal up a bit. It's not like Icicles is gonna give him small minions to hit, because this Druid deck tends to like to make the bigger minions. But hey, you never know how this is gonna play out.
If we take a Bloom here, we can next turn Bloom Solar Eclipse Cenarian Ward.
He could just Bloom Carvings here if you wanted to put a board out, but I think Umbra Owl is just fine. Yeah, he'll just take the shape shift. Yeah, I think it would have been too greedy to go for the Carvings play.
Yeah, I think it applies a lot more pressure to the Demon Hunter to have 16 health to carve
Agreed, yeah.
in addition, yeah.
Yeah. So next turn, I'm guessing we might see Lunar plus... We might see, like, Lunar plus Cenarian Ward, potentially?
No real reason to Lunar Eclipse here.
Okay, so we're just going to Bloom out the Solar Cenarian. Okay, the Bloom being used. Getting some big old stuff for Icicles. Tyrion Forging.
Tyrion
Wow.
and proccing the Onsaboth in hand to just go ahead and drop it on the board. Gonna clear out that 4/4. I have to presume. With the taunt, could also just run at face, but
yeah,
another 8 health sitting in hand from Icicles means that this game is looking pretty curtains.
Ron doesn't really have any per se draw in hand, but he does have an Illidari Studies. He does have a double jump.
So
like
many
there's potential to get stuff. I don't know if his deck runs Consume Magic or anything like that. I know it runs Spectrals and Skulls.
Even so, like considering the max damage of the combo from Demon Hunter, is it gonna be enough?
Oh, yeah. I mean, with the full combo, it probably not. It's gonna have to really chip down. Getting a skull there, that is a really nice pickup. It allows Ron to get some discounted cards. That Il'gynoth getting discounted is massive. Moar getting discounted to 0 is also massive. He just needs to find his philosophy. He could double jump and try to find it for next turn. However, you want to be able to play it after you want to be able to play the philosophy that turn that you get it.
Yeah.
I'm curious how Ron's going to end this turn.
Also important to note, Ron is a good enough player that this won't happen, but if Fellscream Blast lands on a Divine Shield, the damage is not dealt.
Yes.
So that could potentially screw us up here with this Tyrion.
Yeah.
I know Ron won't do it, but it's something to at least note.
He's going to take an Illidari Studies, and he's going to go for the Eye Beam here. However, it will cost 1, which is nice. He could opt to get rid of the Divine Shield. He could opt to hit it on another minion, or just obviously hold it in combo. Obviously, just hold it in his hand. It will cost, it'll cost 2 for now until another Outcast card gets used. We see Guess the Weight picked up by Icicles. He has 14 damage currently.
Sitting on the board, yeah. He has 14-15 with hero power. Runic Carving. I think we probably start this turn with a Guess the Weight. He might just try to Carvings though and just close the game out since he saw a double Immolation Aura.
Yeah, that double Immo Aura for sure.
This will force at least some of Ron's.
It does give Ron some options, but realistically, it's going to be really rough.
We'll have to see what Ron opts to do here. Definitely needs to either heal up or do a drastic amount of board clearing.
Yeah, well, with the Fell Screams, he's able to do a little bit of board. He's able to do some good board clear, but I don't know if it's just... I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Like he has to focus on healing.
Which we will see with the Moarg coming out of the hand.
Yeah.
Knowing that we have another copy of Moarg in deck, this line is fine as it keeps you alive as well as it heals you up to hopefully be able to draw into the rest of your burn.
Yeah, I mean he managed to clear 2 of the big minions, and he's gonna be able to start dealing with the Tyrion, and if Ron is running consume magic, well there's a philosophy.
Yeah.
Man, if he had done that earlier, he could have had
that last.
Yeah, which means that his one Moarg is going to go away. There's no way it's getting kept on the board.
Yeah, he could have philosophy gotten the Moarg. And
Yeah.
maybe had lethal damage that turn with the Il'gynoth.
Potentially, yeah. But he did
Every
keep
guess is
screen.
correct, by the way. Icicles is on point.
Yeah, he hasn't really been giving many tough choices from what I see. But I mean,
also holding the Solar Eclipse in hand instead of pairing it with the Arbor up here.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense to me. If Ron looks like he's about to
Skull off the top is pretty nice. It allows Ron to make more of his pieces become less. There is there's spell damage.
And a Moarg.
There's the Moarg. I mean,
so philosophy has to come down for the Moarg.
Yes, he's gonna philosophy the Moarg, but there is a chance that this is lethal because of the spell power.
It's lethal with having used the second philosophy.
The spell power is what makes it really a lot, honestly.
No, yeah, absolutely. I just
Ron is gonna have. I don't know if Ron knows how much damage it is, and that's gonna be super hard to calc. He might just go. He might just go for it and see. And
we've got double Moarg.
Yep. Then you play the Ethereal Og Merchant.
Yeah.
Then you play Il'gynoth. And you have to yeah.
You play Il'gynoth.
Because Il'gynoth does damage. But he might just go for... Is he going to go for a massive heal?
I don't think it's enough damage to kill. But I also don't think there's any way
He's not going for the kill. He's going for the kill. He's full healing. He's clearing that. He's going to play Chaos Strike.
Yeah, it would have only
I like this play by Ron a lot.
We're going to see that 24 damage.
Yeah. Okay, it was only 24 damage. Thank you for that. Sometimes I can't calc the damages myself. So.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, it would only have been 24 damage, so there was no way he was killing in that turn. So he just had to try to live, but the problem is now I don't know how this deck wins. With having used the large majority of its combo pieces.
Yeah, I mean
that's at a 34 health druid. 34 health.
Yeah. I mean Ron can't do much here, unfortunately. He had a chance.
Poor Ron.
Like he has no Fell Screams left. He's literally got like Soul Cleaves and stuff. Like he's gotta play out what he has, but it's just not enough. The armor gain is just so much.
Yeah, both of the Cenarian wards being solar, or rather lunar eclipse.
Yeah, I mean,
no, it is solar eclipse. Solar eclipse this game. Just put him way out of range, and Icicles taking down the series in a sweep 3-0 over RonMexico.
Yeah, that druid deck was potent.
It was.
In the matchups, the one matchup where Ron probably could have got if Ron had gotten off the ground faster was that first matchup. Where if he had, if Ron had gotten just a little bit faster of a zoo game, he could have potentially run that deck. He could have potentially run the druid off there, but nah, Icicles able to just do enough in that first game and it didn't feel like he was ever really in danger because of how Ron's draws didn't really go well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna see if we can pull Icicles in here for an interview.
Yes, that is definitely something that like it happens in Hearthstone. You have games and you draw bad, and you don't, and it's just super tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
But at
all
the
we
same-
all know like both these players are titans.
Yeah, Icicles hit a lot of the ramp that he needed
Yes.
to be able to really outrush Ron in those situations that you're talking about. Let me add Icicles to the call here.
Yep. I was just surprised that Icicles and I are not friends yet. Great win tonight, buddy.
Good job,
Icicles.
Icicles. Great win 3-0 over RonMexico. Run us through your thought process throughout those 3 games. They were pretty quick.
Yeah, so Ron and I are good teammates, good friends, and I happen to know from his experience that he gets high rolled a lot, and that's just kind of what happened today. I hit basically every card in the deck that I wanted against those 3 matchups. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it was basically perfect. I couldn't have scripted the games to go any better, and so yeah, it's unfortunate that a series goes like that because Ron's an absolutely phenomenal player. And, doesn't deserve to get 3 or whatever. So I think it was just pretty fortunate on my part.
We were noting the fact that you seem to have the solar eclipses lined up exactly how you wanted them every game. As well as hitting the early ramp that you needed to really push it over the edge to get to those power turns faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So we saw what happened with the match. We get that, but can you talk us through your decision making and bringing the lineup that you did right after the expansion? Obviously, if you don't want to discuss the rest of the decks, you don't have to. But just
the classes
going into Ron as a player.
Yeah, we had similar ideas. Obviously, Ron loves Demon Hunter, so I don't. So I think that was probably the obvious difference between our lineups. I was caught off guard a little bit with the OTK Demon Hunter. I think I was pretty fortunate that I got that matchup because that could have gone poorly for me if I had lost that game. I think he probably would have reverse swept me with that deck. It's really good, so it worked out there. The Druid is like Arbor Up is really good, and it kind of drives a lot of different decks. So there's been a lot of like really fast tokeny decks. I've seen Gibberlings make their way back into the meta. But I think when I was looking at the classes that Ron brought, I felt like I needed a little more substance. And so I kind of went with the Jombre Spell Druid that has the dragons. It still has the Arbor Up and Eclipse shenanigans. So
yeah, we noticed those Dreaming Drakes seem to perform very, very well in the matchups that you would want them to be in. Like that Zoo deck, the Dreaming Drake coming down as the 5/6 just blocked so much damage that otherwise would have been able to connect to the face. So really, really good idea to bring the decks with more substance, I think. And Ron will be licking his wounds after this one, but very well played series by you. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Starts off DadLegend with a sweep on the week, and so we'll see who comes out of this one. If a vote of some confidence comes out unscathed, or if vote of some confidence bounces back overall on the week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, like I said on Saloon yesterday, we won in matches, but they won in points. So this series is going to go down to the last game almost definitely.
It'll be super close, and I'm incredibly excited for it. But thank you so much for joining us, Icicles. We appreciate you coming on to the show and showing RonMexico really how it's done, so I can make fun of him next Tuesday.
No. Thanks for casting. He had a long cast on Heart Center. He's running that show, so he graciously agreed to play me after. I think it may have put him at a slight disadvantage, just having to put all the prep work into that show and then go straight into a match. So but like I said, he's a great player, and he'll definitely bounce back.
Yeah, and plus you guys are teammates. I mean, you guys know each other's like play styles and such. So it was a great bring with that Druid for sure. So
worked out.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. I think we're going to sign off here.
We are.
Fantastic episode of Heart Center and fantastic follow-up Tuesday night fight. Thank you all for joining us so much. Feesh, you have any closing words?
Tune in to Tavern Talk tomorrow. Our special guest is going to be C-Mac.
C-Mac's
coming on the show.
Nice.
Oh, big.
Greetings. And we're going to have we're actually going to have a Wicked Wednesday. We get back-to-back matches after shows. It's going to be C-Mac versus Brushy Tuna. So C-Mac is going to be pulling a Ron. He's going to be on the show prior to playing. However, he won't be doing all the prep work. That'll be myself and the usual crew. And he'll just come on and guest. That'll be awesome. So yeah, tune into Tavern Talk and then all the great matches we have going on through the week and weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else, Saki?
No, I was just going to run through the matches real quick, but maybe that can be saved for Tavern Talk there tomorrow. So sounds good.
Perfect. Icicles, any last shout outs?
Just shout outs to y'all for casting, for Ron for playing, the rest of my team to hopefully keep this rolling. So thank you much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. And we will definitely be seeing you guys at Tavern Talk tomorrow night.
Check you later, everybody.
See ya.